record. Joy, just go ahead while my computer spins.
Okay. Well, guys, we just wanted to say, one, thank you for being on the call tonight. We're trying to keep it short and sweet to 30 minutes because we know everybody's time is valuable, especially in the summer. But that we wanted to get started with basically just kind of regrouping and making sure that we are duplicating ourselves. That goes for me and Hope and Alex. And just basically we want to all be duplicating basically an outline the same way. And so what we've kind of put together is 7 steps of ultimate guide for success, and we can add more meat to these 7 steps, but we feel like this is what we want to pass on to our new ambassadors that want to work the business. And so that's what this call is about tonight, is making sure that we're passing on and that we're passing on the same type steps, that I'm not coming up with something new, reinventing the wheel, and Alex is not doing something different, and Hope's not doing something different. They want to try to keep it consistent, and that way we can go back to the basics. So thank you for joining us, especially last minute, less than 24 hours notice about this call tonight. And also just a reminder that we are being recorded, so that we will try to save this and upload this video to the Pink Gems page. And that way you can go back and even view it and be able to share it with other team members that may not be able to be on tonight. So thanks so much for joining us. And Hope, I will go ahead and turn it over to you. I know Alex is working on her computer screen right now. There we go. Okay, guys, just to reiterate what Joyce said, thank you for being on tonight. I know it was last minute, but we just felt like we needed to kind of go back to the beginning. I have met recently with some leaders on our team, and then Joy and Alex and I have met and talked, and just felt like we need to come up with a system that would help us when we're adding new ambassadors and just kind of kicking off our business. But that if we had a system in place, it would help us with the duplication process. I feel like we're really good at some things, maybe not consistent at other things. So we wanted to regroup. That's why I wanted to involve some other people and get ideas from them. I actually reached out and talked to some other teams too, and they are actually doing these things and have been for a long time. Some of this may be new to you, and some of it may not be new to you. You may have heard of some of these ideas before. But what we wanted to address tonight was like a new ambassador checklist. This is for you to use when you are signing up ambassadors. Like I said, some of these points you may already be doing and some you may not. But we felt like if we had a system and we all did this system and completed it, that it would make our duplication process easier and that people would not get lost just in the craziness of it all. Because our team is growing and that's exciting, and we don't want anybody to get skipped over or feel like they fell off the bandwagon. This is just a way where we can stay engaged with one another. Okay, so the first step was add and welcome to team pages, at least 3 pages. Most of you are doing this already. I know some people are kind of fearful to do that. I always encourage everybody to add your ambassadors to the team pages. You want to add them to at least 3, one of those being a jewel page. I add my ambassadors and then I ask for forgiveness. Not really. Most people don't complain about being added to the team pages, but I do tell them, hey, I've added you to the team pages so that you can get some helpful information, a place for you to ask questions. If you do not want to be on the team page, you are welcome to unfollow the team page. So that's what I mean in asking for forgiveness. Go ahead and add them, and then if they don't want to be on there, they can remove themselves or they can unfollow. But it is a great place for them, whether they're working the business or not. It's a great place for them to be able to ask questions and get lots of helpful information. The second point And I think this is huge. And I think this is where we have missed the boat sometimes. Some of you are doing this already on your own because you've learned from other, I don't know, team pages and different people you've talked to, sidelines, that this works. So this is something we really strongly want to encourage and implement on our team. After you've added an ambassador, we would like for you to introduce your ambassador to their 2 uplines in a group message. So for example, I'm going to use I'm going to use myself. I've added an ambassador. I am going to create a private message in Facebook, and I'm going to include my new ambassador on there, and I'm going to include Alex and Joy because they are both my uplines. Let's just say I've added a new ambassador. Her name's Sarah. I'm going to create this message, send it, include Sarah on it and Alex and Joy on it, and I'm going to introduce Sarah to the group. And it would read something sort of like this. Hey, Joy and Alex, this is Sarah. She's my good friend who lives down the street, and she has just decided to jump on board with us, and I wanted to introduce you guys to her. They would both respond, kind of welcome her. One of them might ask her, great, Sarah, are you wanting just to take the products to get to a healthier you, or are you wanting, maybe interested in the business side too? It's kind of a way for us to open up lines of communication and know what the goals are that your new ambassador wants. You would be really shocked what this does. This is where here you decipher, though. You get an opportunity to know what your customers' goals are. If they are interested in the business, then we'll move on to step 3. If they're not interested in the business, then you know that you've got a customer on your hands and you need to treat them just like a customer. You need to follow up with them, weekly there to begin with, and then you might spread it out to every 2 weeks or to once a month, whatever follow-up system you have in place for your ambassadors. If they are interested in the business, then we would move on to number 3, and that is to schedule a 3-way call with your new ambassador, yourself, and your upline. This is a way for us to discuss different training resources. We can find out their why. We can find out what their goals are and talk about helping them make their 100 list. We can help them create their first Facebook post. There's several things we can do in this conversation, and it lets us know what your new ambassador may need, training-wise, just to get them started in the right direction. Because you guys all know it can be very overwhelming when you first start the business and you don't know anything. So have that 3-way call, and it does not have to be a long call at all. It just opens up that line of communication and lets us figure out the why and the goals, and helps us to get a system in place of being able to get information to them. Then you want to send them files. You all may have different files. If you're on this call and you're thinking, oh my goodness, I didn't do any of this, or nobody did this for me, then it's okay. We are starting fresh. We're starting kind of from the beginning. We are working on files right now so that we can all have the same file to send out. Right now, I have some information that I got off of Plexus Power Tools, and I think a few of my ambassadors do, and that is actually what I have been sending out to my new ambassadors. I've been physically handing most of them a copy, but we're trying to get this so that we have it on a file on a computer form that you can just email them. I don't want to overwhelm anybody. So very basic kind of information that they need. The next thing we'd want to do is send them training videos. There are so many different training videos out there that we can send. You might have a few of your favorites. One off the top of my head that I can think of is the video on how to go silver, or maybe a video on just the products and let them do some product training. Again, don't want to overwhelm anybody, but I want them to be able to have the tools, or at least know where to go and find the tools to be able to use in their business. The 6th point is that we want to schedule a new ambassador boot camp within the first 7 days of joining our team. Whether we are doing a boot camp on our team, or we have an upline that's doing a boot camp, or if we send them a boot camp that's been recorded, we just want to make sure that they have that in their hands or they have an opportunity to watch that within the first 7 days. Guys, the first 72 hours of someone joining our team is absolutely huge. I feel like it can make or break you, because that is where the momentum starts. They're excited. If we can continue that excitement and give them the tools without making them feel overwhelmed, it could be a complete game changer for your team. The last one is to help them host a launch party. This is not a requirement. Some teams are doing this. We just thought we wanted to go ahead and put it out there. I don't know that we put enough emphasis on it. It's a great way for an ambassador to kind of have like a little gathering, almost like a sip and see, just to let their friends and family know that they've started this new business. Like I said, not required to do it, just felt like we need to throw that out there, because some people do it and have great success with it. We don't talk about going fast gold enough. It is doable. There are lots of people out there doing it. And I think if people understand it and knew about it, and maybe a launch party is something that would help with that, I think people could achieve that. Again, these are just 7 basic steps. Like I said, number 7 is not a requirement. I think 1 through 6 are definitely high priority and very important, especially 1 and 2. Like I said, it just gives people a home, a place to feel included where they can get information. And then that group message just opens up lines of communication, so we know which direction our customer is going, so that we know how to help them. Like I said, I did come up with all these on my own. We did get together with some leaders and talk to some other teams. Some of you are doing these things already, and some are not. But we felt like if we had a system and our team could go back and kind of regroup and train ourselves to do this from here on out, that we would see duplication on our teams, and it wouldn't make our jobs, as difficult. If you haven't been doing this, don't worry about it. If we can get ourselves trained, like I said, to move forward in this direction. And for your team members who are not on here tonight, make sure that they watch this call, get this information in their hands, and let's start now doing this as a team. Alex, I think that is all I've got. I'll let you finish it out.
Okay, perfect. I'm going to stop sharing my screen. That way I can... All right, perfect. So I just want to go over, we hope just went over those 7 basic steps that are very important for duplicating yourself and for training your new ambassadors. So what I really want to do just really quick is just to touch on why duplication is so important. And so first, it's really important because you have to teach your team to generate leads, sign people up, get sales, and then teach them to teach their new team members. And with doing all of that and duplicating ourselves, that's going to build our residual income. And so to build up your residual income, you're going to have to build and create a strong team. But the way you do that is by teaching people how to duplicate the success that you have created. So, and here's the thing, there's so many different ways, and the last thing we want to do, like Hope said, is overwhelm our new ambassadors whenever they first join. So the things that we want to do is we've come up with the simple steps for you all to follow. So you don't even have to come up with those simple steps, and that's the very first thing to do in duplicating. So it's simple, and that's what you're going to duplicate to them. So simplifying the process for your new team members and helping them create early success will help to create a stable team, as opposed to people coming and going all the time. And I think that we have all felt the effects of not following these steps when we sign new ambassadors. And it's like Hope said, if you haven't done this, that's okay. We have all fallen and not followed through with all of these steps for the new ambassadors that we have signed ourselves. But that's why we're really going back and reevaluating the things that we have done when new ambassadors have signed up and the way that we have trained everyone. And we really just want to make this process simple, y'all, and not overwhelm our new ambassadors, and really just get the basics to them and just not necessarily start small, but just show them small parts of this business and help them have success. but it's all in part of duplicating yourself. So we are excited about these simple steps. We want everyone to implement them, and we are here to answer any questions that you may have, or if you just want to know where we're getting documents from, what files are we sending. We hope to have all of that together soon. Like Hope said, we have been working on that. So we will have that information to you soon. But we want to just thank all of you for being on here tonight and for taking your time. It was a short call, and that's what we wanted it to be. But if any of you have any questions, you can stay on afterwards and ask them. We'll be glad to stay on for a few more minutes and answer any of those. But thank all for getting on tonight. And if you don't have any questions, then you are welcome to end this call.